Continues in the deadly mass shooting here at Brown University. 2 students were killed, 9 others hurt at the Ivy League school in Providence, Rhode Island. A person of interest was detained but has since been released. The Rhode Island Attorney General says evidence now points in a different direction. Atlanta News First reporter Justin Berger joins us now. Justin, you just spoke with a Brown graduate student from Metro Atlanta who was just blocks from where this shooting happened.
He was. Dacon Brown lives within walking distance of the engineering building where that shooter opened fire. Brown is from Decatur, graduated from Southwest DeKalb High School, and got his undergraduate degree at Morehouse College. He was on the phone with friends from Morehouse at the time and didn't realize what was happening until he heard police cars zooming past his home. Brown says while he was on the phone, he kept getting calls from the university, but he didn't think anything of it. He didn't hear any gunshots. It wasn't until he hung up that he realized the enormity of what had happened. He immediately locked his doors and closed his window blinds. After the shooting, he says he didn't leave his home until Sunday night to pick up food.
It was practically, a ghost town. All it was police tape and news reporters outside. Didn't really see any students or anything like that.
Now, Brown describes a feeling of anxiousness since the suspect remains at large. He is still on campus. Classes and final exams are canceled, so he is trying to get home back to Decatur as soon as possible.